We're talking over-under, big picture for the regular season, and there's no other place we could start than with the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC West, of course. Their over-under is at 11.5 wins.
Yep.
They were 15-2 last season, which felt like one of those years where everybody's like, whoa, the Chiefs are 15-2. It felt like they played some ugly football. Didn't matter. Still led to 15 wins. The over is plus 110. So the bettors are actually favoring the Chiefs to go under 11.5 wins, which surprised me, Chris. They're underdogs in just one game when they travel to Buffalo Week 9.
Right.
So this number, you always have to remember, these numbers are a little lower than you expect sometimes because the odds makers bake in injuries.
Yeah, sure.
But at the end of the day, I couldn't bring myself to go under for the Chiefs 11.5 wins. I still think this is a 12 or 13 win team.
Yeah, it's still a phenomenal football team. Hey, the AFC West in general is phenomenal.
So competitive.
Right? I mean, it's good players. The teams have improved. Every one of the teams, even the Raiders, even though, listen, I know their expectations are there, but they've gotten better. I've stated many times since the start of the offseason, it's the greatest coaches in one division in the history of football. That's unbelievable. Right? The Chiefs and what they've done is remarkable, all right? Remarkable. And this run that they've gone on to climb the mountain every year. And like as Mike Florio always says, the floor for Patrick Mahomes right now is losing in the AFC Championship game.
That's insane
the worst
to say about
seasons
someone.
he's had.
Yeah.
Right. That's the worst seasons he had. I kind of went into this, and I've been saying this, and I have been feeling this is a downish year for Kansas City. Now, down year, again, I'm with you. We're still
what does that look like?
What we're talking about
Not
here.
15 wins?
Right. I mean, it's 12 wins
Right.
or 11 wins.
Right.
I mean, that's where we are here. Now, I'm going to say, I think Denver's coming. Denver is coming. I'm already out there. I've already put myself out there. I think Denver's winning this division this year. All right? So I'm going to say that right now before I even do the Chiefs over and under. I do. But the Chiefs are still a force. I get that. You saw some of my notes from the other night in the text, right?
Yeah.
Because I am expecting a little bit of a downfall.
You know what stood out to me in those
right,
notes?
yeah.
The Chiefs' O-line looks real deal. I mean real deal.
Real.
That's the story
right
now with this team.
Definitely. I just was – the way they look – first off, Mahomes has looked great. Preseason game 1, preseason game 3. And I know preseason game 1 was only like one throw, and I think there was maybe 2 other throws, but there was penalties on it. Mahomes is in shape. I think he's as good a shape as I've seen him since his first year playing for the Kansas City Chiefs. I like that. His movement is still out of this freaking world. Some of the plays he made the other night, he had a touchdown drop by Kareem Hunt. Unbelievable scramble. He had another third down where he bought time. He's unfreaking real. He really is. But the O-line is definitely the thing that jumped out to me. And, of course, the guy at left tackle and Josh Simmons,
that's the
right?
story.
I mean, so their O-line, if they can be a force, and, they have a culture of they like when you think they're going to be down. They love the big lights, the big show, all of that, all right? I'm still going to pick the under. I'm going to go just slightly under because I feel like they're going to be, I'm going to say 11-6.
Okay.
Right? Knowing that it certainly could be 12-5 or whatever. But, yeah, I'm going to play between their schedule, the way it shakes out a little bit. All these years, Kelsey not quite being the same, Rashee Rice suspension coming down the pipe at some point. It's inevitable, everybody. I'm sorry. He's going to be gone for somewhere between 6 and 10 games. That's going to happen. I don't think Chris Jones is quite as dominant as he once was, right? So this is a team that has been rooted in a lot of weird ways, and I know I took a lot of crap for saying Mahomes is the 4th best quarterback right now, which I listen, again, I know Mahomes is an all-time great. He's maybe the greatest quarterback I've ever seen, but he has not played as well as Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson or Joe Burrow last year. He did not play as well as any of those guys right there, right? I do think he's going to be a motivated football guy, but this has been a team that's been a defensive football team.
Yeah.
I mean, they have been. And, with the Rashee Rice thing, okay, it scares me a little bit. I don't know what to really expect of Hollywood Brown. The O-line is better, but does that mean they're going to run the ball and enforce their will in the run game that way? I don't know. I'm not sure. I'd like to see a little bit more there, all right? So, yeah, those are things I question along with the schedule and the division they're in, which I just think is a different animal this year. And that's why I'm going to say 11 wins, still go to the playoffs, but not the 1 or 2 seed this year. I don't think that happens.
The last thing I'll ask you, how much of a difference would and we don't know how he'll ultimately look, an Isaiah Pacheco look for this offense? Because when he came back, it was clear.
Yeah, it wasn't the same.
It wasn't the same guy, and now he's had more time.
Yeah.
It just feels like out of that backfield, he gives them a totally different element.
He for a team that we know really wants to throw the ball, and Andy Reid's certainly been better and being patient with the run the last few years, because I think he's really, hey, we're a defensive team. I got to do some of this a little bit. Yeah, he brings a certain physicality to their team because, yeah, most times they're in the spread. They're in the shotgun.
Right.
They're throwing the ball. It's RPOs. That's what they do, all of that. But then to have to think, oh, no, there's a freight train that comes downhill every now and then. Yeah, I think that changes teams' attitude. It gives them a little attitude. We'll see where that goes. There was one other point I was going to make here. But yeah, the other thing, too, just with Mahomes and all that, man, he's been throwing the ball with authority. That is another thing that's jumped out to me because he has kind of been a little the last few years, kind of lays it out there, touch throws a lot, sidearm, blah, blah, blah. And I feel like there's been throws even when I was breaking them down for my quarterback rankings where I was like, oh, no, we can't lay this one in here. You got to throw your heater here. You got to throw the Josh Allen fireball. And I feel like I've seen that more in the 2 preseason games. So we'll see where it goes. But, yeah, I'm saying they're just a hair down than what we've seen.
All right, we move over to your division winner. You let that cat out of the bag.
Oh, wait, last thing with Kansas City. I like Tyquan Thornton, though.
Who seems to be like revitalized.
He might have a little role. They
Yes.
pumped him up there. That's where I wanted to get to, too.
Yes.
All right. Just as you'll learn here as you're working with me. One more thing.
I've known you long enough.
Columbo
Yeah.
style.
Yeah.
It always comes out,
Yes.
okay? I got a lot of shit going through my brain, and I go sometimes and I forget one thing, and then I got to throw it back in there at the last second. All right,
Yeah.
sorry.
No, that would give them another speed element. Tell me
Yes.
if you've heard that before
Right.
in Kansas City.
Yo, homies, what's up? Thanks for watching Chris Simms Unbuttoned. And just because the weather's warm doesn't mean football ain't still on our brains right here.
We are still working, so smash that subscribe button. We got all the training camp news, preseason news, everything up until kickoff night.
Thanks for watching. And again, remember to hit that subscribe button. Peace out, homies.